How's it going, everybody? Ragaroth here. So I talked about who I think will be in the first season pass of Guilty Gear, but for fun I'm going to tell you who I'd like it to be. This is not really considering anything realistic and purely dream choices for me. So here we go. So this first choice I think is probably the one that has the highest chance of these picks. And it is none other than my boy Testament. My favorite Guilty Gear character who I miss dearly. If he's not DLC in this pass, so help me God. But he did fantastic on the Event Hubs poll, but less great on, I guess, the post-beta impression ones. He was popular with the competitive crowd, which might help, though I wouldn't be shocked if he was nerfed a bit, which I'd be fine if he was, honestly. I don't care either way, though. I just want to see him reimagine these graphics. Like, come on. Next up is probably my second favorite Guilty Gear character, Raven. Hell, sometimes I might actually like him more than Testament. While I do think Raven will be DLC eventually, I just don't think he's going to be in the first season. But hey, I'd love to be wrong. What helps Raven, though, is that he's not dead. I mean, he can't really die. And he's one of that man's most prominent henchmen next to Ino. I think like she's kind of like his right-hand man, and Raven is kind of like his left-hand man, basically. I know he was considered a pain in the ass competitively, but again, I mean, he could be revamped to be less annoying. Now with Raven's chances, I mean, he doesn't really seem to pop up on many of the polls at all. Unfortunately, he just doesn't seem that popular. I really thought he would be more popular. I don't know what the deal is, but I don't know. I mean, Daisuke doesn't really, I think, always go with whatever's most popular. But I'm just kind of guessing that's what a lot of these polls were for. So now we're gonna get a bit crazier. I really want Justice back, or since Arya is back to herself, she can get Justice-like armor and be a good guy. I do realize in X3rd Sign, Justice was retconned into being gigantic, but obviously if Arya got a Justice-like form back, it would be human-sized like she was in older games. I think of this being like Noelle getting control of her Mu 12 form from BlazBlue. And Arya is basically the Noelle or Saya of Guilty Gear with how many versions there are of her. Also, to anyone to say she was too overpowered, keep in mind that the last game she was in, I think she was heavily nerfed, if I recall. You know another kind of crazy pick? Abba, or ABA. This was a character added very late into the X2 lifespan, as she popped up in the spin-off Guilty Gear Asuka first. I always thought she was really cool, and I thought her gimmick was neat with the two modes with her Keyblade, her husband or whatever. I don't remember how good I was with her, but that doesn't really matter in a new game like this. Abba just doesn't seem requested at all. I feel like I'm one of the people that wants her, sadly. Speaking of spin-offs, my last spot is hands down the craziest choice. Judgment from Guilty Gear Judgment. This was hands down one of the coolest characters in the series, and it sucks he was kind of wasted in a spin-off game. I mean, goddamn, he's like Super Android 13 mixed with New 13. Hell, he actually came before New 13. It's a travesty he couldn't be in any of the proper Guilty Gear fighting games. Hell, I wouldn't mind if Judgment got ported to the Switch or something. But yeah, he has virtually no chance, sadly. But hey, would love to be wrong. Some runner-ups would be Zappa, Sin, That Man, Dizzy, and Cronus. I guess, say if hypothetically we got all these characters that I just talked about in the first season, you could consider this to be the roster of characters I want in the second season, since I happen to pick 5. And let's just say the next season pass is also 5 characters. But yeah, those are my top picks. Not who I think, just who I purely would want. I don't expect it, but these choices would hands down save the roster for me, personally. But let me know who you guys want to see in the season pass, or just, hell, DLC in general. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Feel free to check out my Discord in the description below, and thank you so much for checking out this video. And as I always say, another time, another place, keep being awesome.